Hey brat bitches, it was my sister's birthday, so I did her hair and we also did her makeup in this video to make her look like a Barbie. The first thing that I did was the hair, so let's talk about it. The first thing I did was put the ball cap on, cut her ears out of course so the cap could lay flat, and then I applied one layer of glue directly in front of her hairline, and I used the tail of my rat tail comb to even out and smooth out that layer of glue. Here I'm applying makeup that best matches her skin tone all over the front of the cap, and then I will cut off the excess cap up into the line of glue in the front, and I basically just tie a knot with the cap in the back of her head. Before I went in with my first layer of glue to lay the wig, I cleaned off the front of her forehead one more time with alcohol just to make sure that the wig will be able to really stick to the glue because there's no excess dirt or excess makeup on her skin. I used 2 layers of this Ghost Bond glue all around her forehead and on top of her ears. Of course, I evened it out with the rat tail comb. I used the Ultra Hold Walker's Tape glue as my third layer of glue. I feel like mixing white glue and clear glue holds the install longer. It's almost been 2 weeks since she had this wig on, and I don't know if she has any lifting or not, but I know it's still on. So maybe just a mixture of clear and white helps because this clear glue is extremely tacky. So I don't know, maybe you should try it. When you're applying a wig, you can still see where the glue is under the wig because it's like shiny, it's glistening. So I'm aligning the hairline of the wig to the edges of the layers of glue that I applied, and I do that all along the entire hairline, and I'm really tugging on the lace just to make sure that the lace lays flat without bunching up and rippling up, causing, like, you know, those bubbles that's so ugly. Oh, and this wig, I actually made this wig. She used a frontal from my collection and 3 bundles from my collection, all bodywave, and I made the wig basically in, yeah. Wow, I'm all in the shot looking bobo. That's terrible, but whatever. Once I had the wig laying in the glue, I basically just used my rat tail comb, and I lightly, it looks like I'm doing it rough, but I don't think I am. I'm lightly pressing that lace into the glue, making sure that it's really, like, you know, attached to the glue. Before I cut off the lace, I just wanted to tie it down, and I let her blow dry it for probably like 10 minutes on the heat setting. And then once the band came off, then I'll be able to cut off the excess lace. If there's any pieces of the lace that's not laying in the glue, I can add some more glue. This lace look real good, y'all can't lie. House of Aim HD lace, you can't lie, look at it. A lot of people recommend that you use a razor to cut off the lace because it'll form like a jagged line. But if you don't have one, you could do what I do, which is cutting in the zigzag line yourself. I go up, then I go down, then I cut up, then I go down. Girl, do you see the plucking on this wig? Have you watched my 2 plucking videos yet? Because I have 2 on my channel. If you ain't watching, I know you don't have nothing going on. I know you don't have nothing going on. Don't try to make up a lie. You don't be doing nothing. Go watch those plucking videos. But for anybody who is confused as to what I'm doing right now, it was still some edges that were not laying down, and I didn't want to cut them off, so I'm just going in with the Ghost Bond, the white glue, and I'm adding some glue to the areas of the wig that I feel like are not laying down completely. You see me pushing back the hairline with my hand. That's just to catch any piece of lace that's trying to deceive me, that's trying to pretend like it's laying down, because you know it's House of Vane HD lace, so it blends in so good. Sometimes you can't even tell it's not glued down for real. So you got to start pulling it back with your hand to see if it's any lifting. And if you do find any lifting, which I did, I went back in with some more glue, a couple layers of glue, actually a couple layers of white glue, before I finalized it and pressed it in and moved on. Do me a favor and stop playing crazy. The girls that get it, and that's all I'm gonna say. Before I tied her hair down one more time and let it blow dry, I sprayed the entire hairline with my Got To Be Free spray. Y'all know this thing be real locked in and controlled, and that's what I need this lace to do. So I just went ahead and I pulled out the Old Faithful Got To Be. www.houseofvaneofficial.com. The lace is so good, a boy could lay it down. And you know they dumb as hell. I'm telling you, a boy could lay it down. A boy could blend it in. That's how thin the lace is. That's how good the lace is. You could be dumb as a box of rocks, okay? You could lay this lace down. Anyways, moving on. So I'm combing out the lace because you know I had sprayed it with Got To Be. You know Got To Be can make things real crunchy real fast. So I'm just combing out the hair to make sure that it's back soft and fluffy. But let's part through this lace real quick because I think y'all don't know that I also got an updated how to bleach your knots video. A lot of times I be watching y'all bleaching knots videos and I still be seeing knots. The point is to make them disappear. So if you want to know how you do that, like easy, then go watch my updated video. Damn, I sound like a bitch. I'm not a bitch, I swear. Well, it's not my main personality trait is being a bitch. Like, everybody could act like a bitch sometimes, but I'm not like mostly a bitch, you know? But just go watch the videos that I tell y'all to go watch. Just go buy the hair that I tell y'all to go buy. That's it. So I'm parting out my baby hair right now. I'm gonna do like 2 little swoops on either side of the middle of her face, and then I'm gonna do some sideburns, and that's it. The hot comb wasn't even on for real. I had just turned it on. So the people that's getting like secondhand trauma from what your grandma did to you back in the day right now, please relax. Right here, I know you can't really see, but I'm basically parting out a section from the frontal to be able to cover the tracks in the back of the head so that I could go ahead and work on getting this ponytail nice and slick. But y'all gonna be able to see the part in a second. I took some Got to Be Free spray and I sprayed that hair in the back that I had parted out so that I could really mold it down. And you know, I don't need this part right here to be fluffy and soft. I need this to be, you know, molded and in place, because yeah, when I'm trying to do this ponytail, I don't need to be picking up hair that's supposed to be in the back. One thing I didn't understand that day that I needed somebody to explain to me was why every time I pick this hot comb up, it's off. I don't understand. But I hot combed the ponytail a little bit to get it like more flat and slick. It was already basically flat. I didn't have to hot comb it that much, but I used this bedhead masterpiece spray as my holding spray in order to keep the hair in place so that I could just form the ponytail. It took me like 10 minutes to actually get this ponytail in the middle, so I just had to take all those clips out, or else we would have been here all day up until tomorrow watching me trying to get this ponytail in the middle of her head. I've done ponytail like half up, half down looks in the past, and I didn't add any hair to the ponytail, and I just feel like the ponytail look kind of hungry, like it looked like it's missing something. So for this look, I took some of the bundles that I sold in the back of the wig and I added it to the ponytail just to be able to make it look fuller. I'm using 30-second glue, like bonding glue, and I'm putting it directly on the track, and I'm just gonna keep raveling the hair around the ponytail in order to, you know, just not have this ponytail look so hungry. And to really make sure that it's staying in place, I spritz the tracks and I also blow dry them from time to time just to make sure that, you know, it's dry and this ponytail is not gonna start sliding out of her head. At this point, I wanted to see if I had added enough hair, And I took the piece of hair in the bag that I would wrap around just to see how it would look. Like, would it still look hungry? Do I need some more? And I decided that I needed some more. And even at the end of this video, like, I watched this video and I realized I still could have kept going. Like, you can add some more hair to that ponytail. The ponytail could be fuller. The ponytail could sit higher. But I don't know. Just learn from my mistakes. If you don't add hair to your ponytail, fine. I'm not going to judge you for real, because I've done that. But if you add hair to your ponytail but you don't do this step, absolutely not. I'm judging you, and I'm judging you very, very hard. You could see nothing but lump and track. You have to cover it. So you have to take a piece of the hair and you have to wrap it around. In order for me to keep that hair in place, I'm using Got to Be, and I'm going to blow dry it. Unless you're going to put a big scrunchie or something to cover those tracks, you have to do this step. If you don't do this step, like, don't even talk to me. Y'all see what I mean though? Like, this ponytail still could have been fuller. I could have added a whole bundle to this ponytail, honestly, and it would have looked way better than this. But I don't know, I guess at the time I didn't think so, but then on camera I think so. But now onto the baby hair. Y'all also know I got an updated baby hair tutorial, right? The only people who I'm gonna accept not knowing that is the people who's watching my video for the first time. But if you've been on this channel, like you've been a brat, like you've been game, stop playing with me. You know I got an updated baby hair tutorial. That's why I'm not talking about baby hair in this video, because you need to go watch that tutorial. The only thing I'm going to say right now is I use Got to Be gel in the black bottle to hold her baby hair in this video, and that's it. Originally, this look was supposed to be flat ironed and only the very tips of the hair was supposed to be curled, but I guess last minute she decided that she just wanted it to be all curled, so I curled it. Before I curled any piece of hair, I sprayed it with a heat protectant, I sprayed it with spritz, and then I curled it, and I did that throughout the whole wig. I combed the hair out with a wide tooth comb, and I like fluffed it up like you fluff up pillows. And do anybody else sisters just be trying to hug them? Like, girl, I'm not into it. The only person that I want to hug is my man and my baby. I don't have a baby yet, but I know I'm gonna be all over my baby. But anybody else trying to hug me, like, I'm not into it. Maybe I need therapy, I don't know, but I'm just like, no, please. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, but on to the makeup. The first thing I moisturized her skin with was some Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. And then I added some e.l.f. Power Grip Primer on top of that. I love the Power Grip Primer. It helps for the makeup to really stick to the skin, and it helps for the makeup to last throughout the day. Here I decided to use a MAC color correcting concealer palette to cover up any dark marks on her face with that orange peachy shade. I don't usually take this step. I usually just go in with foundation because it would cover the dark marks, but I don't know, I guess there's nothing wrong with being like a little more perfect. Here I'm blending in her foundation. I went in and I added concealer underneath her eyes, on her chin, down the bridge of her nose, and in the center of her forehead. Off the top of my head right now, I'm not remembering what exact concealer shades I was using, but everything that I did use, from the hair products to the makeup products, will be in my description box. I like to do 2 layers of concealer, and my second layer is always a lighter and brighter shade than the first. So now that her face was highlighted, I needed to contour it, which means to add back the shadows to her face. I felt like that foundation stick that I was using in the last clip was matching her skin too well, and in order to contour and add shadows back to her face, you need this color to be darker. So I just went in with a darker foundation stick and I added it right on top of the last color to her cheekbones, to her forehead, and on the sides of her nose. One of my favorite parts of makeup is blush, so I'm probably finna overdo it in your eyes, but in my eyes I'm adding just enough. Before I set her face with powder, I have to make sure that the concealer is creaseless and it's smooth, because however I set it is how it's gonna stay. So I'm just going over that concealer one more time, patting it down, blending everything out, and make sure that it is seamless. Girl, that is too much powder, which is why it's falling off all over the rest of her face, but whatever. I could still pat that in until most of the powder like dissolves into the skin. And I mixed two powders in order to create this shade, one from Juvia's Place and the Laura Mercier translucent powder. She literally looks airbrushed at this point. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I'm not lying, right? Here I'm going in with a finishing powder, which means that I'm using a powder that matches her skin tone, and I'm setting the rest of her face. Everywhere that I did not put that Laura Mercier and Juvia's Place powder at, I'm putting this powder, and I'm really pressing that into the skin just to make sure that her skin is set and in place and it's not wet no more. And yeah. Yeah, I'm going in with a powder contour. So I cream contour her face, but in order to like accentuate that contour, bring it out even more, I'm gonna go in with the powder contour right on top of that. I'm adding this shade to her cheekbones, and I'm adding this shade to her jawline and her forehead. To add some contour powder to her forehead, I got a much smaller, much fluffier brush to do this because I just did her lace a couple hours ago. I'm not about to like chalk it up with some contour powder, and now I got this lace looking dark as hell. So you gotta go in with a smaller brush if you like a wig wearer, in order to avoid that looking crazy. To clean up the contour along her cheekbones, I am using the Juvia's Place powder only. And like I said, this cleans up the contour, and it does like kind of sculpt the face a little bit more. So this could be a step that you skip if you don't want that much structure to your face, or if you do, it's definitely a step that'll help. Before I move on to the eyes, I always like to go back under the eyes and add like a thicker layer of translucent powder. So I guess you could call it baking. But the point of me doing this is to make sure that if any eyeshadow does fall onto her face, when I go to sweep it away, it'll just get swept away with the powder. It's not going to leave like a dark mark under her eyes. Now she's looking like a raccoon. I also do like to run my powder brush on the eyebrows before I do them, just to make sure that they're completely dry, because if they're still wet from the cream or liquid products that I was using on her face, it's not going to pick up on the color of the pencil at all. Next, I like to clean up the eyebrows with some concealer, and this also provides a base for my eyeshadow. I only do this on the bottom. I don't do this on the top, which is why I always tell anybody who's booking me to do their makeup, get your eyebrows done before you come to me, because whatever eyebrows you bring me, those are going to be the same eyebrows that you leave with. I'm not like a waxer. I'm not a threader. I don't do none of that. All I do is fill in the shape that you already have. Before I do the eyeshadow, I like to take some translucent powder on the fluffy eye brush, and I like to go ahead and pat down that concealer just to dry it down a little bit. Oh my god, literally so much has happened. I guess I finished the eyes and I popped on some lashes off camera, and now I am using some powder blush to add some more blush to her cheeks, and this is also helping me like blend away that extra translucent powder that I put under her eyes. To blend in the lashes better, I like to go in with mascara on a disposable mascara wand that we do not double dip into the mascara and run them through the lashes. So after I run some black eyeliner on the waterline, I get some black eyeshadow on a shader brush like this, and I smoke it out. I love smoking out the bottom of somebody's eyes. To me, it just makes you look more seductive. It makes you look more sexy. I don't know, I just be feeling it. I also like to use the deepest brown that I used on top of the eyelids under the eyes, and then I go in with another finishing powder that matches the color of her under eyes, and I use it to sweep away the excess translucent powder. This creates an even more flawless under eye, and it keeps it bright. Next, I went in with the finishing powder that matches her skin tone, and I used that to sweep away any excess powder that was used to clean up her cheekbones, and I also used this to just blend in like the whole face. A little bit more blush ain't never hurt nobody. I'm obsessed. I love when the baby hair swoop perfect like this, like a little seahorse. Like, what? But I'm finna line her lips, and I'm finna overline her lips because it just gives you like that pouty mouth, and I think it's just so cute. I love it a lot. The first thing I'm lining her lips with, I think, is a NYX lip liner called Espresso, but it wasn't dark enough, so then I went over it with a darker liner. I think it was from LA Girl. I think it's called dark brown, but like I said earlier, everything that I actually did use is gonna be in the description box. I picked up this cream finish lipstick from MAC not too long ago, and I thought it would look good like on a darker skin girl, and I was not wrong. So if you're like dark skin and you're looking for like a pinky nude lipstick, this one is really cute, like against your complexion. It's giving Barbie, right? When I was doing this look, I just kept thinking Barbie, and it's giving Barbie, I think. And I added some highlighting powder right on the tip of her nose and in between her eyes. I also added some like on the highest parts of her cheekbones, but I didn't add any of that footage in the video. The way you do your bottom mascara could sometimes make you look like you have like lash extensions on. Like, look at the next clip and tell me it does not make a difference when you have bottom lashes. Like, you see what it does? I love bottom mascara. I spray her face with some Fix Plus to bring the life back into her skin. And let me go ahead and like recurl this hair real quick so we can do like the ending clips. After I curled her hair, I went back in with the dark brown lip liner just to make the shape of her lips pop out even more. And of course, I cleaned up that line. I softened up that line back up again with the lipstick that I added in the center. The last step that I took was to clean around the edges of her lips with some concealer. And that was it. Black Barbie. We look like Barbies, but we act like brats. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of longer compared to my other videos, but it was a good one. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have, hey girl, hey, shop House of Vain if you want some good hair in your head. If you're ever in Miami, then hit me up and I can beat your face up. See you in my next one. Bye.